Hey drummers, hope you're doing well. Shout out to superstar channel member Vic, who's working on this today. He needed a little solo idea, something solo drum filly for when you're playing in a shuffle feel. And you know when they say, introducing the band now on drums, it's, you know, insert your name here. And you've got to do a bit of something. And this is what he was after. So we thought of something, let's do something in a triplet-y type of feel, because we're playing a shuffle groove. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. My suggestion was that we play something of this sort. That's the basic pattern anyway. It's a single stroke roll with a triplet feel and with accents in place. And then eventually that would start to move around the kit a little bit. And what I wanted to really talk about today, and like I say, shout out to Vic, who was doing this so brilliantly today, is this all like all these things. It depends how long you've been playing the drums. It might well be that you see that accent pattern and hear it and go, yeah, cool, that's fine, and it's no big deal. But it might well be that it isn't. It really depends how long you've been playing. If you've just been playing for a short period of time, or haven't worked with accents a lot, or haven't done a lot of things where you're sort of playing bass drum along with triplets, whatever. It isn't necessarily the case that it will flow straight away. So this is the process. This is something that I think about a lot and talk about on a daily basis in the lessons that I do, and on these videos I've talked about quite a bit recently as well. And this is the difference between how I would say a good musician goes about doing their practice and how a hack goes about it, quite frankly. So as I've discussed before, what my dad would call the hack sits down and they just try and play stuff, right? So I'll put it on the bottom of the screen now, what we're aiming for. Is this idea of single stroke roll triplets with a bass drum on the beat, bass drum on the quarter notes. It's this. But we're going to play an accent pattern in there which goes right, right, left. The whole pattern takes 2 beats to go around. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet. That's the basic idea. So what the hack does is they just sit down and they try and play that. And make no mistake, again, if you've been playing the drums for a long time and you've built up all the relevant coordination, physical skills, cool, go for it. That's awesome. But if you haven't, then you've got to work the thing up. This is where the great musician does their practice. The good musician, they realize that you can't just go in and play that. And people say, oh, when I do it, my bass drum doesn't keep up or my left stick's not very good. Well, no, you've got to work on this stuff and make no mistake, because it's really interesting doing this job. I think people... And I think I was like this as well, certainly when I was learning the drums. I think people are just wildly confused about what's involved in playing the drums. You've got to build these skills up, right? You can't just sit down and play them. So these are the 4 stages that we went through today. And I thought Vic did this so brilliantly, just so diligently went about it. The first stage then of building this thing up is what the great musician does. They say, right, how can I get into this? How can I break it down, build up the relevant skills? The first stage was just playing a single stroke roll on the snare drum as triplets, with the bass drum on the beat and no accents. Stage 1. Make sure you can do this first, because the accents build on this, right? So it kind of makes sense. You've got to be able to start with this. Here it comes. So 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. This is stage 1, right? Nice and smooth. 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. That's the start point. So single stroke roll, 1 stick then the other, as triplets, 3 hits across the beat in this case. Bass drum on the beat. The bass drum will of course sync with, if you're right-handed like me, you'll sync with the right stick, then the left stick, then the right stick and the left stick. Stage 1 again. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Now stage 2 that we did, which is where you might go next, we're just going to play one of the accents, just the first one. We're all obsessed. We all try and play the finished product straight away. Build it up, work it up, earn it, right? So then we're going to play the accent that happens on beat 1. And this accent pattern is 2 beats long. It'll repeat on beat 3. I'll stick it on the screen now. Now we're going to play 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet. So we're accenting, playing much stronger on the 1 and the 3. That's the right stick each time. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. To repeat, stage 1 was no accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stage 2 is an accent on the 1 and repeating on the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stage 3 then, we're going to place the second right stick accent. This is on what we might call the let of beat 1 and the let of beat 3. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Right, left, 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 right, left. So you'd sit on that, make sure you're happy with that. By the way, before people say, you're going too fast, remember on the channel members page, I always put a practice along version you can hit play on. We use this exact thing today in the session. You slow it down, whatever speed you like, go deathly slow, work it up like that. I've got to aim these videos somewhere, and obviously I don't want them, analytics tell me most people don't watch to the end or even past halfway anyway. So I try and keep these videos short and sweet, which means I have to go along at a certain speed. But if you really want to learn this stuff, just go to the channel members page. I'll link to it below. Every single one of these 4 levels, I'll write out a practice along version you can hit play on, groove along with whatever tempo you like. The sticking will be written in and the accents and all the rest of it. So that's level 3. Level 4 then is the full accent. So here we're adding the last accent of the pattern. There are 3 accents in the pattern in total. This is on what you might call the let of beat 2. Here it comes. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. People say, well, I can do it with my sticks, but when I add in the bass drum, it all falls apart. Yeah, no, same, everybody. You're just human, but you've got to build it up. So I'd recommend these 4 stages. And if you go up to a stage and it doesn't work, that's cool. Come down again, like consolidate at the previous stage. One last time to repeat. First stage, no accents. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Second stage, accent on 1, which repeats on 3. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Third stage, 1 triplet, the accent on the 1 and the let. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. And lastly, stage 4, accent on both of those, but also the let of beat 2. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. So that's the point, and I can't repeat it enough because it's just something I work with again and again and again on a day-to-day basis. People say, oh, I can't do this, I'm struggling with this. No, you've got to build it. Find your first level and consolidate that. The first week might just be playing 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, or the first however long. If you haven't done that before, consolidate, go to level 2, level 3, level 4. Practice along version for each of those levels, notation, sticking, accents written in on the channel members page as always. Shout out to Vic, who did a brilliant job working on that today. And man, don't be the hack. Don't just be the person who sits down and just tries to play stuff out of nowhere. You can't pull this out your backside. You've got to do the work, right? You've got to build it up, hit the first level, hit the second level, hit the third level, hit the fourth level. That's what great musicians do, in my opinion. Thanks for watching as always. Detail link to the channel members page, like I say, with all the practice alongs and everything below. Rock on. Cheers, Vic. See you soon.